Episode 12, Iceman, Bobby Drake.
Oh,
Is that his name,
yes.
Drake?
We'll call him Bobby Drake, yeah. The
Yeah,
Iceman
Bobby.
cometh, huh?
Yeah, it's him.
May I?
Yes.
Can I take a guess what happens here?
Sure.
Iceman. Is he actually, does he have ice powers or is that just a red
Someone
herring?
beat him to it.
Okay. On this episode of Smallville, we find kryptonite, some sort of sedentary kryptonite sedimentary.
Yeah, within the first 5 minutes, correct.
He uses that and turns a profit, moltens it down, makes a ring of some sort, and uses it a la Green Lantern style. Am I on the right track here?
No, something better for you. So
Okay.
he's the geologist or geographist. What do they call the rock people?
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yes.
Samoan.
His dad's His dad's the teacher for that, and they're going on a field trip, and they're like, all right, go find this rock and that rock. And then his son, he runs off and he finds the top of a ledge, and he's like staring over, and he's got his headphones, the little over the ear headphones. He's listening to some 41, I believe.
Nice.
And he's just standing over it, and they're trying to take off, and the teacher's like, hey, where's my boy here? And Clark's like, I'll go find him. And he gets off and runs, and he sees him, and there's a gust of wind or something, and he's about to fall off, and then Clark grabs him, and he happens to be holding some kryptonite, and then there happens to be a lightning that strikes him. So it hits both of them. What do you think happens?
Ooh, Bobby Drake gets thrust outward, falls to his death, while Superman is safe and sound. But while falling, Bobby Drake ingested said kryptonite, becomes a kryptonite hybrid man, comes to life, and haunts Clark. Am I on the right track here? No.
Not even close.
Dang it. Okay.
No, they switched powers. Clark don't got no powers, but Bobby has all of Clark's powers.
Oh, boy.
So, and he doesn't know Clark. He doesn't realize they got him from Clark. He just thinks he got powers. And so, next day he sees the guy and he throws him across the street. And it's like, oh man, I'm strong here. And he starts fighting people. And here's the little twist here. So Lex and Clark, they're friends in this show. But the very first episode, Lex hits Clark with a car and they go off a bridge. Clark saves him. That's why he's like, oh, I owe this guy. But then he's like, how did this happen? Clark's like, well, you just missed me and I dove in and saved you. And he's like, no, I could have swore. He's acting suspicious. Lex is. And he's got his own private investigators. And they're like, he had to have hit you and he ripped open the car, which is what actually happened.
Yeah.
And he goes to Clark and he's like, all right, buddy, we're friends. You're my best friend. Even though Lex is like 21 and Clark's 14. He's always hanging out with these high school kids. Clark's like, and right now he doesn't have the powers. He's like, punch me, I bleed. he's like, you hit me right now, buddy. And he's like, I'm not going to hit you. And then Clark ends up later in the episode, he's trying to stop Bobby Drake, Iceman, and he's got the powers. He throws Clark, smashes a car, of course. Clark goes to the hospital. He's all blooded up. And then Lex comes in and, oh, I'm sorry, Clark. I just checked on you. And he's like, oh, you believe me now? He's being a real jerk about it. Because he's like, oh, yeah, you still think I'm strong, huh, buddy? Look at me. And I'm like, all right, Clark, you don't have to be a jerk about it. I mean, he's exactly right. You don't have to be all up in your face. But then at the end, he ends up getting kryptonite. They get struck by lightning again, I think, or maybe he finds an electric wire or something. They switch back.
Those are the same thing.
The same thing. That's all that it takes. And so, yeah, it was a fun episode. He kind of has that Spider-Man 2, raindrops keep falling on my head. He doesn't have the powers, no responsibility. Uncle Ben's alive. And
Yeah.
there was a funny part, though, at the end. Well, they get the powers back. There's like all the cops are on the scene, bunch of paramedics, and they're like all surrounding him. And his dad, obviously Clark's powers are a secret, and his dad's like, yeah, all right, you got to be careful with those powers just because you got his powers back in you, and like talking pretty loud around everyone. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be the smart one? He's like, you got to keep this secret here, buddy. You can't let anyone know. You got to be careful. And I'm like, I could see a paramedic like 3 feet away from you.
They had problems long before he had your abilities.